Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday to y'all. How's everybody doing today? Thank you for the resub, baby. I appreciate that very much. Hopefully everybody's having a great Friday. So today we're going to do something a little bit differently. We're not going to be doing an actual gaming stream today. We are actually going to be setting up a whole brand new stream. We're going to be doing this in StreamLabs. Ultimately, everything's going to still be the same. If you were trying to set this up in OBS, if you have both and you want to sit here and be like, okay, I'm gonna set it up in StreamLabs, you can also import it into OBS later. But anyways, let's go ahead and we're gonna get switched over to this scene with the StreamLabs here. As you guys can see, we have it completely blank here. We do have just the new scene ready to go. In order to change the name of the scene, we're gonna start this off with the starting scene. So we're gonna go ahead, right click on that, and we're gonna rename this. We're gonna delete that, and we're just gonna name this starting. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're going to come over here to sources, and we're gonna add a new source. And then we're coming to media files, and we're gonna add that as a source. We're gonna browse that. We're gonna come down to logo files. Oh wait, no, sorry guys, we are at the wrong folder. Let's go ahead, open this, ahead of the game. Let's see, where is it? It is the fiber logo, complete. And we're gonna start off with screens and transitions. Then, since we're doing the starting, we're gonna actually look for the starting soon. So we're gonna double click that. We're gonna get that put in there real quick, real easily. And then just so you don't have to worry about this clicking off, like as you guys can watch, I'll let this finish. See it as it cut off and went blank. In order to avoid that, just click loop. And that's going to continue to allow this to play over and over without it going black, or anything along those lines. If you need to adjust the speed of it, you can do all of that stuff here. You can also choose to close the file when inactive, which I usually personally don't do that. I usually personally keep everything running. We're not really going to add the music. The music would be the same way. With that, you would just go ahead and add the media source. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add a new scene, and this will be titled Live Scene. Now that we've got our live scene, we're gonna come over here, and this is where we're gonna start adding all of our different sources. So like if you wanted to add, say, a video capture device such as a webcam, which we're gonna do that. I'm gonna show you guys how to set up multiple cams. So we're gonna go ahead and just label this as camera, label that as camera 1, and we're gonna come over here. I've got multiple, as you guys can see, I've got multiple. So we're gonna try, let's see, let's make sure this isn't the one that I'm using for OBS. Hopefully it's not. It looks like it may be. So we're gonna come down here. Let's check this guy. Why is that not? There it goes, there it goes. All right, so we've got that one ready to go. We're gonna close that off. And then in order to crop your webcam, you're gonna hold alternate, and you're gonna drag from there. And what you want to try to do is you want to try, I'm going to show you guys how to set up green screen and everything. So what you're going to try to do is you're going to try to get yourself as centered in the middle of this camera as you can. And you want to try to keep it at the same aspect ratio, as close to the same aspect ratio as 1080p or whatever the resolution of your camera is going to be. That, or even your webcam frame. That way, when you sit here and you do resize it, you'll be able to do things such as add a webcam. So I'm going to show you guys. Let's see, cam and bar. I want to say, okay, yeah, this should be my webcam frame. Let's double check it. Okay, cool. Yes, that is our webcam frame. So we're going to drag that in. And since we drug that in, we're going to go ahead and try to resize this as close as possible. And you want to work everything in layers. So like ultimately, see how good I am at that? I'm getting so good at that. All right, so in order for me to finely tune that, what I just did was I just used the right direction on the keyboard in order to just scoot it over a couple of pixels. In order to make sure that you get to keep in order to make sure that you keep everything that you're working with, like in your like your cameras and your webcam frame and everything along those lines, what you're going to want to do there is you're going to want to right click there and right click on there. You're going to come up to group and you're going to, we need to click and select group into folder. And I like to label this cam folder. So now if we click this, we can also, like if we need to hide it, we can hide everything all at once. We can readjust everything, or we can, if we double click it, it will pull up the adjustment layers and all that stuff. But now that we have it in this cam folder, no matter what we do, it's all going to stay connected. You don't have to worry about, okay, well, if I move this, am I going to have to worry about, am I going to have to worry about stuff becoming unaligned and everything along those lines? And the way that you would want to set up your webcam is your webcam frame over your actual cam is you're going to want to look at these, like I said, as layers. So you're going to want to put the webcam over top, the cam frame over top of the actual web camera. You don't want to sit here and you don't want to have the web camera on top, because if you do, as you can see, it's now blocking part of the frame. So if I drop that back down a little bit, it's going to keep it in the folder, and we can collapse that just so we don't have as much stuff in our face, so it looks a little bit more condensed. So the next thing we're gonna do is I should probably go ahead and turn on my PlayStation just so we can. We're not actually going to really play, but we are going to, we are going to set up a capture card as well. That way you guys can see how that stuff is done. And that will actually be, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. We're also going to set that up as a video capture device. But instead of using the camera, we're going to set it up as a new one, and I'm going to name this capture card. Get that loaded up, and then we're going to find my capture card, which will be one of the I have two HD 60Ss hooked up as well. There we go. We just happened to pick the right one that time, which is awesome sauce. So we're going to get logged into the PlayStation. Oh, we got an update. Very lovely. That's all right though. So now that we've got that on there, as you can see, that's now hiding everything that we've already done. So we're going to go ahead and instead of hiding everything we've already done, we're going to go ahead and drop that down. Now we can see our camera over top. Let me make sure as well that the chat is refreshing as well, guys. Okay, cool. I just wanted to be sure because this is the first time that I've actually popped the chat out of the actual browser. So now that we've got that, we've got this updating. Sorry, guys. And now that we've got this updating, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add some, you know, different little widgets and stuff. So like, let's go ahead and add the alert box. And this is gonna, this right here will actually show you everything that you will have active in your alert box. I don't usually have like super chat. I don't have that active usually. I don't. Let's see, subscribers. I do donations. Yes, support, all that stuff. That's fine. Yeah, that's usually about everything that I would do. So we're gonna go ahead and you can also change the layout of it. So with this layout right here, this is gonna have the image of your alert up top, and then directly underneath it is going to be whatever you set your notification text to. That's gonna show up underneath it. this will make it to where the notification text show up over top of it, and then this will make it to where it shows up to the right of it. But once we've got that set up, then we can come over here and let's test widget, and we're just gonna hit follow.
Why are you following
So as you can see, now I have that set up. You can adjust where you want that. Here, let's go ahead and set that up with stars, all that stuff. Obviously, these are my Facebook notifications that it's giving me the widgets for. But it will show you do have the ability to, when you set up your StreamLabs account for your notifications, you do have the ability to set it up to where it will push through all notifications. So like if somebody were to follow, even though I'm live right now on Twitch, if somebody likes or follows over on Facebook, it will show that up here. But as of right now, since I'm logged in with Facebook on StreamLabs, I can only test the widget, the alert box widget that way. And then if you would want, you can then also create an event list. This will show you all of your most recent events, followers, stars, supporters, likes, shares, donations, merch, all that stuff. And then you can click done there. And then me personally, I feel like 10 is too many. And you can adjust it in those settings on how many actually will appear. But if you're like, I didn't take the time to do that, and you just want to be quick about it, you can hold alternate and you can actually crop that down as well. And then you can place this wherever you would like. And again, you can drag to resize big as small as you want. All right, so let's go ahead and let's update that now. So now that we've got the event list up here, we can also, if you see this lock right here, we hit the lock button on all this stuff. Now anything that we have done, like I cannot click the event list and drag it. I cannot move it. Same goes for the camera, same goes for the capture card, alert box, everything along those lines. Every bit of it is now locked, but if I sit here and say that I wanted to move the event list, I click the lock button again, and now it can freely move. So we're gonna go ahead and hit lock on that again so it doesn't move on us. Now I'm gonna go ahead, and one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how to set up your your filters for your camera. So if you come in here and you right click on your camera and you come to filters and then go to edit filters, you can then click add filters. And with this would ultimately be like, so with the image mask blend, if you had like a Photoshop document that basically is made to shape your webcam in a specific shape, that's where you would go and you would select that, and that will actually cut your webcam out into a specific shape. I personally don't do that. However, the one thing that I do like to do, well, there is also color correction. You can do that. They do have quite a bit, but some of these you won't really use for the video, but like the aspect ratio you would. Scrolling, you should, I mean, unless you want your camera to scroll here. Well, I mean, I'll show you guys what that does. So as you can see, my camera is completely motionless at the moment, but say that I wanted it to move. If I move it, now my camera is going to do that. Like it's going to slide horizontal, all that stuff. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to switch that back to 0 because I personally don't see a use for that. But we're going to go ahead and delete that filter. And the one that I do use all the time is chroma key. The reason that I use chroma key is, as you guys can see, my camera is now, the background is invisible. Ultimately, if you have well lighting, or if you have good lighting, everything on your standard settings should be fine. You do want to avoid any kind of creases, or any kind of like shadows on your green screen, because if it's not that color, it's ultimately like, here, let me put the, I'm gonna block part of the green screen with the chair, and I'm pretty sure you guys will probably be able to see it. But as you, okay, yeah, so if you guys look underneath my arm, you guys can see that that's not very crisp and clean. You guys cannot see completely through that, and that's because of the shadow. With that shadow there, it makes it to where that is completely, where you can, to where it's not as effective as it should be. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead, we've got the green screen. So with your similarity, basically, you want it to select ultimately any colors that are as close to green. So the default is as possible. So, or you can also do blue, magenta, or even a custom color. So like, here, let's go with custom color. And say that I'm like, all right, I want my green screen part to be my door. So now that's going to be the part that's invisible instead of the green. So any part that I would click on here, whether it be green, blue, whatever, it doesn't matter what the color is. If you select custom color and then click the background, as long as it's a solid color, it's going to remove every bit of it. But as long as you have it to where you've got a nice solid background, well lit, everything along those lines. Because I'm gonna here's another thing I'll show you guys. One thing that a lot of streamers make, that's a mistake that a lot of streamers tend to make, is poor lighting. So I do personally have 3 key lights. I've got one up in that corner, one directly above me, and then one over in that corner. But with my Stream Deck, I do have it set up to where they will all turn off at the same time. So I'm going to show you guys the difference between a well-lit stream and a stream that has terrible lighting. This is with no excess lighting. Look how bad that looks. That's with bad lighting. So as you guys can see, you guys can now see the green screen, everything along those lines that are in the background, because of the fact that the camera cannot detect properly that everything that it's seeing behind me is green. It sees those shadows. So watch the world of difference that this is about to make. That's just simply by turning lights on. That's all I did there. There's nothing extra, nothing special. And it even does here, we'll even go ahead and we'll remove the filter so you guys can see. Like ultimately it does the exact same thing whether it's with or without the green screen filter on. But we're gonna go ahead and click that back on. Another thing that you can do that I personally like to do is, say that you have like, let's pull up a text. So let's go ahead and insert text, and we're gonna just do like follow share. All right, so what that's going to do is it's going to pull up this menu where you can now add text, and you can come in here, select your font. This is actually the Mortal Kombat 11 font, and this is Mortal Kombat 1. Let's go with the Mortal Kombat 11, because why not? All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to hit like, follow, share. Oops. Share. Once you do that, you're going to then hit done, and you can resize it this way, or if you're like, okay, well, I don't want to resize it that way, I would rather resize it this way is the proper way to resize it. Dragging will cause a little bit of blurriness to it, but this is how you properly resize by adjusting the font. So I want this, let's say, a size 48 font. Okay, and since I've got that a size 48 font, but I'm like, that looks a little plain. I don't really care for that because it's boring. It's just sitting there. So what I'm going to do there, earlier I showed you guys this filter. So we're going to come into edit filters, and that's when you're going to come in here and you're going to come down to the scroll. Once you hit add, then I wouldn't use the vertical speed. I would definitely use the horizontal, but you want to get it going at a nice speed. You don't want it to be something that's going to like fly by. So there we go. We got 34 seems to be good. But yes, the lighting definitely makes a world of difference. So now, as you guys can see, the like and share are actually touching. There's no space. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna come here, you're gonna double click, and you're gonna, in order to make this look even more like professional, you're not just gonna hit space once. You're gonna smash that space bar a good 10 times at least. All right, so now that you've got that spaced, you're then gonna come in and you're gonna hit alternate. You're gonna hold alternate and you're gonna crop this down. And the way that we're going to, the way that I'm actually going to adjust this is I'm going to drag this like this. Yo, Toka, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. So I do not have vertical set up at the moment. However, I can come in here and let's see. I want to say it's under here. Stream maybe. General. Oh, no. Actually, I don't know that I'll be able to change that. Let's check the output. Yeah, like I said, at the moment, I do not have vertical set up. I will be doing more streams doing different things, and that would actually be one of the next steps that I'll be able to show you guys, because I have messed with it a little bit, but not too much. So I haven't quite learned all of that yet. But however, when you do set up the vertical, what'll happen is you'll see, as you see right here where it says sources, directly next to that, it'll divide this sources box up into two. And once it divides those sources box up, into two, it's going to tell you, it's going to have your sources and then vertical sources. No. I appreciate that. Don't feel like you're being nosy. Ask any questions. I don't mind. If I know the answer to it, I'll help you out with it. If I don't, that'll just give me more material that I can, learn and cover for next time. Because ultimately, like, don't get me wrong, I love gaming, but I have noticed that I personally like building streams more than I like gaming while streaming. Like, it's cool to game while streaming, but at the same time, it's like, I don't get to show people my thought process or anything along those lines, or even how to do anything like that. Like, and I personally, I love learning stuff about technology and how to do certain things. Hang on, let me mute my mic. However, I also love teaching how to do things. Like, if somebody sits back and they ask me a question, whether I know how to do it or not, if I don't know how to do it, I will let you know. No, I don't know how to do it, but I will learn it. And once I learn it, I have no problem going through and teaching you or teaching anybody, whatever you want to learn. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and we are going to continue on a little bit more. Is there anything that you need to know how to actually set up? Like sources wise, whether it be widgets, pictures, videos, anything along those lines. I mean, I can legit show you how to do almost anything in this menu. Like here, for example, so let's do it quick. We're going to delete this source. but altogether I have 4 displays. Oh yes, definitely. It can get very, very complicated. And when I first started streaming, I did first start streaming back in 2020 when COVID first hit. And I started streaming on Facebook. Well, I was one of the first people to experience the Facebook issues where, I mean, no matter what it was, I was having issues. My stream would be rated and I mean, no lie, like I would have 15, 20 people watching at any given time. And then if they slowly joined, it would be totally fine. But like if I got hit with a raid, especially a large raid where people were coming in like follow, share, you know, stars, whatever else, any kind of notifications like that, all of a sudden my Facebook would start to lag, crash, stream, you know, everything along those lines, and I didn't know why. So me personally, I sat there and I was like, okay, I have to learn this shit. I have to know why everything isn't working the way that it's supposed to. Like, I knew that I had everything set up properly. I knew my internet speeds were sufficient. I knew that my equipment was sufficient. But I could not figure out what it was for the life of me. And then after months and months of having issues, I started seeing more and more people, you know, complaining about the issues that I was personally experiencing. So that's when I realized, like, it's not my stuff. Like, it was legit even causing things like my capture card and my audio to become desynced. So like if you were watching a story, like if I was playing a story mode game, and that story mode game was showing a character talking, they would finish talking about probably a good 10 seconds before the audio would even start for the dialogue that they had just finished saying. Like, it made no sense. But what was crazy about it is all I had to do was deactivate and reactivate my capture card. But it made no sense to me. Your boyfriend every once in a while likes to stream on TikTok, actually. I am just watching to see if I can tell him anything new. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I will be learning when it comes down to the vertical. As of at the moment, I haven't fully stepped into that. I have learned a little bit. Now, I will tell you that once you set up the vertical streaming, you will have to set up the scenes exactly the same as you would here. But then on the second where it says your vertical scene sources, you're gonna have to rearrange every one of those again. Yeah, it was very annoying, very, very annoying. I will let you know now, you don't have to worry about censoring yourself in the stream. I cuss myself. If you prefer to, that's fine. I just don't want you to feel like you have to. But yeah, it got pretty annoying. But let's go ahead and we're gonna continue on. Let's go ahead and add, like I was saying, I do have a total of 4 different displays. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to add a display capture. So this is where it's going to give me my list of displays that I can capture. The Samsung is my primary gaming monitor. Like if I'm playing, because even if I'm using my gaming laptop, I run that through my capture card. Let's see. Oh, no. Okay, so like with my stream, y'all, like, you'll realize even I will say some fucked up shit. Like, it'll happen, especially when I'm playing the game. Like, I know that I have a terrible mouth. But yeah, so anyways, my Samsung I'm not gonna pull this one up because it'll create a whole, actually, fuck it, go ahead. So here, this is what it looks like. And we'll go ahead and we're gonna transform. And since that's a 4K, I'm gonna actually have display. It is registering that, so I'm gonna have to fit it to the screen. So this is currently what my OBS looks like. This is what I'm currently streaming from. I do have different scene collections and stuff. I just, at the moment, I'm using the one, as you can see, this is for my setup tutorial. And I will say that it makes it so nice. So nice having that set up. To where you can switch between, like, because if you have, especially if you use like multiple devices, like with me, when I use my iPad, my iPad will actually need to be cropped differently. Even though I'm using the same capture card, my iPad will need to be cropped differently than my PlayStation does. So, or even my gaming laptop. So that's why what I would do is I would create a second or even third or however many different scene collections. That way, if I'm like, okay, I'm using my iPad today, I know that I can select that and I don't have to go in and readjust anything. Where if I only had the one scene collection, I would have to go in and adjust it every time I wanted to use something different. Okay, yeah, definitely. So one thing I haven't set up my chatbot for TikTok, but if he does have StreamLabs, either way, even if it's free, you can set up a StreamLabs chatbot. And I personally hate to do it, but I will sit there and go into the StreamLabs chatbot settings, and they have filters where you can adjust like what will automatically be filtered out of your chat. Like if you come into my Twitch or you come into my Facebook and you try to use a racist term, your message will not come through. Like your message will not show up will not come through. So, yes, and moderators are a big help when it comes down to it. But you don't want to just trust anybody and everybody, because if you trust anybody and everybody as a mod, things can go bad. Things can definitely go bad because you're giving them permission to do things that you wouldn't give other people permission to do. They find a way to make it sound like so. Okay, so what I would do is I would Google search racist slang terms, and I know that sounds so bad. But if you have a StreamLabs chatbot, you can go in and you can select to filter specific words, including slang words like that, where people will use like numbers in place of a letter. And yeah, like for real, and it does, like I hate to say it because it sounds so bad, but it's like that's the only way you're going to really get that type of stuff filtered out of your stream. Like because nobody is going to react faster to that type of stuff than a bot. Like a bot's gonna catch it as soon as it happens. Like it's not even gonna let it through. Some of them might occasionally, if somebody comes up with a different way to spell it or whatever, but yeah, like it does cut it down quite a bit. But yeah, if he goes to Streamlabs, he'll be able to set it up there. And then also Stream Elements. I don't know if he has Stream Elements or not. But I know you can do the same thing with Stream Elements. Me personally, I choose Streamlabs when it comes down to the chatbot because it seems to be a little bit more user friendly. Granted, Stream Elements isn't terrible, but in my personal opinion, it's not as user friendly as, say, Streamlabs chatbot. Because you can even set up different commands. Like if you babe, if you wouldn't mind, would you type in hashtag or exclamation mark followage? Like you can set all those types of things up and it will actually read directly from whichever service that you're streaming through. I hope I have the chatbot on. I hope I do. But it should auto reply. If not, we'll go in right now and we'll... Okay, hang on, give me just a minute. Give me just a minute. I'm going to... Okay, so we've got to delete this display capture for now. All right, so we've got that, and then I'm gonna come up here. Let me open a... We'll come over here and open a new tab. What was I getting ready to look up? Oh, yes. Streamlabs.com. Let me, chatbot. Oh, that's chat box. Sorry. Wrong thing. Or do I even have... Wait, did they Oh, I don't know if... I hope they... Oh, man, they may have changed that to a premium fit. Oh. Wait, hang on. They may have... all widgets. No, that's not a widget. I think they may have turned off. CloudBot. There it is. Sorry. No. It should be active. Let's see, modules. Man, let me make sure it's active. Okay, type in exclamation mark Facebook. And then actually I might even be able to do that. Let's see. Yeah, so like if you sit there and you now, so let's see. There it goes. Yeah, so I was gonna say, I had a feeling that they were on. Yeah. What did I just knock off? Oh well, must not have been important. Okay, but yes. So ultimately, the chatbot does work with that. That's why I was like, please tell me that that's on. But sometimes I would recommend, no, you're all good. Especially if he changes between platforms. I personally would recommend that if he changes platforms, whichever one he's logged in on under Streamlabs, I would recommend double checking to make sure that the chatbot is still on. because sometimes when you it's called Cloudbot on StreamLabs, but when you change them, it tends to turn off the Cloudbot. All right, so now we are going to come in here. Another thing I'm going to show you guys how to do is, since we have this green screen, say that you're like, okay, well, I've got my green screen and I want to have a camera frame. So instead of, like, if you look, that kind of looks pretty plain and boring, because it's like, oh, you got a camera frame, but you see what's going on in the background, which that's kind of pointless. So what I personally do is I come into the my logo files and I will put in my GIF. Or no, I'm sorry, that is actually the wrong one. Sorry guys. We are going to close that out. What I do is I come into my scenes and transitions, and it really doesn't matter which one you do. Is like, so like, as you see, it's gonna say be right back. But what I'm gonna do is, instead of leaving it up to where it says be right back, I'm gonna crop that away. I'm gonna crop that away. Crop that. And then we're gonna try to resize this to roughly let's go ahead and line that up as much as possible. And if you're doing this part, it is better to do it at full screen, but I'm being a little difficult on myself here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna actually drop that in that folder, and we're gonna drop that below everything. That way, as you can see, now I've got that as my background. So now I have my logo as my background. And you can do that with any GIF, any kind of video file. If you want it put in the background, you can do it that way. Now, I will also show you guys this as well. Because I've got multiple cameras. Altogether, I have 5 cameras set up. So I'm going to show you guys how I would show up, or how I would set up my rear view. So now we're going to be, that's blank. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a new capture device. And since that's a new capture device, we're going to set this up as cam 2. Oops. And in parentheses, I'm just gonna put rear. So now we've got that, and then we're going to, I know that it's one of the full HD webcams, so it's not that one, it's probably gonna be this one. Nope. Okay, so maybe it is the other one. Maybe it's just taking a set. Yep, there it is, okay. So now, I can also come in and I hit custom for that, and I'm going to set that at highest frames per second. So now, as you can see, you've got my setup over here, and me personally, I like to try to make it look as clean as possible, so I'll clip off a little bit of that side, a little bit of that side. And yeah, I know my cable management could use some work, but that's all right. And then we're gonna drop that down a little bit, transform, and we're just gonna stretch it to the screen for now. You got an ad? Yeah, I did. I did turn ads off earlier today. This should be completely ad-free. I turned ads off for this specifically. But I appreciate that. So Crazy Beautiful is my girlfriend Sarah. But anyways, she helped me out with all of this. She wanted to learn how to do this stuff, so I wanted to mount everything. And like I said, I know my cable management sucks, but fuck it. Anyways, she was the one that mounted all these monitors. She mounted everything, all 4. The only thing that she didn't really do was hook everything up. She did hook some of it up, but as I was hooking stuff up just to make it a little simpler, I did go ahead and just show her how it was done instead of just, hey, okay, so plug this in here, blah, blah, blah. But, so anyways, as you can see here, we've got the one camera. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want you guys to only see my stream, my setup. I want y'all to be able to see me as well. So we're gonna come over here, we're gonna crop this. We're gonna crop this as well. Oops. You guys will learn that I am very anal about shit. Like, when it comes down to it, I'm very anal about it. Like, I'm not gonna add the webcam frame to this again, or even mess with adjusting the green screen, because like I said, this is just tutorial and I've already showed that. Unless somebody needs to see it again, I will, but either way, we'll go ahead and we will crop this some more. We'll go ahead and downsize that. But yeah, so that's how I like to do that. I like to do that there, and then I'll sit here and just so you can still see like the gameplay, that's when I would boom, let's go ahead. And because normally my gameplay would be on this monitor anyway. Ooh, which actually I just gave myself a new idea. Gotta love it. So I'm gonna start posting my stream, or my video, the actual video right there. That way it looks like it. So yeah, that's where on this monitor, that's where I would normally play. So, but yeah, I wish I would not have deleted all of my, or not deleted, I wish I had my 9 camera set, or my 9, I call it my 9 camera setup, but it's not really 9 cameras, it's 5 cameras, 5 cameras, the 2 capture cards, the chat box, the logo. I think that's about it. But yeah, like, I know how to do some crazy shit. Is there anything that you guys would like to learn, like to know how to do, like anything at all? Yeah, she doesn't like to mess with mine either. That's so funny. That's so funny you say that. So anyways, I am going to show the top monitor here for a second. So what do I got? Okay, so we're going to delete that. And then, oh wait, I forgot I did that. So I forgot I deleted the display capture. So we're gonna add the display capture back. Where is it at? There it is. All right, so we've got that, and then we're gonna capture this. Done. Then we're gonna transform again, fit the screen. Okay, so as you can see here, this is where I have my like my be right back and everything along those lines. I'm not going to actually like use my stream deck, because if I do, it'll mute the mic itself. But if I click over, you got that now. So it'll automatically take you to my be right back. And then also my ending screen. And I would suggest that if you're using a stream deck, also create yourself a blank scene. That way when you're done, you hit your ending. Excuse me. All right, we're gonna get this back to there, where we need to be. So when you do it, so when you have it at your ending scene, you want to make sure that you have a hotkey that you can just go ahead and mute everything at once. Okay, so the way that I'm doing stuff at the moment is I'm currently live streaming using OBS. But since I'm live streaming using OBS, I've got the OBS over here capturing my StreamLabs. Let me switch over to here. Or wait, wrong one. Wrong one. So I need to be on my bottom display. But yeah, so what I do is, as of right now, I'm not, as you can see, I'm not live with StreamLabs. So what I'm doing is I'm currently live on my on my OBS, and then what I do is I've got it to where it's display capturing my main display. Okay, so I will tell you now, a lot of my stuff, a lot of the things that I do involve, involve Elgato products. Like, other than 2 of my cameras and my microphone itself, all 3 of my stream decks are Elgato. I've got the Wave XLR. 3 out of 5 of the cameras are the Elgato face cam. Then I've got 2 of the Elgato HD60X. Ooh, nice! I don't get to hear this ever. This is my intro. She does play the game with me. But when we play, it's usually actually poker. We need to get it set back up to where we can do some 7 Days to Die. Like 7 Days to Die, I've got some cool ways to set stuff up with 7 Days to Die. Yeah, she does chill. She comes in, she hangs out, all that fun stuff. But what I like to do, like if we were to sit there and say that she was to play, we were to play the same game together, the way that since I have the 2 capture cards, all I have to do is, because I like to use my iPad occasionally for mobile games, I keep it hooked up to one HDMI cable. But I've got a second capture card that I have just a HDMI input hooked into it. That way I can capture the video on 2 different capture cards. But like if we were to be playing 7 Days to Die, the way I would do it is I would set up one of the capture cards and have like half of the screen the capture card, and the other half I would have her use, like for 7 Days to Die, I would have her use the streaming PC. And then what I would do there is I would just do a display capture as well as a capture card. And then I would have half the screen hers, half the screen mine, and then I would create a new scene where if I hit the button on my stream deck, it would switch over to just her gameplay and just her the camera that's pointed strictly at her. Same thing with mine. I would have it to where it'll automatically, just point over towards me and my gameplay, or I'll have it set up to where it'll show both of our gameplay and both of us on one camera. There's literally endless possibilities. So I have not played Ark. I do know of Ark. I've seen a little bit of it. My brother-in-law actually plays Ark as well from time to time. Me personally, I haven't gotten into it, but yeah. Let's see here. But yes, the Fortnite thing, she doesn't really join me in that. Yesterday she did do a little bit of learning when it came down to oh shit, I can teach you some shit about poker. But yesterday she did do a little bit of learning when it came down to the whole what you call it, the whole rocket racing. Yeah, she learned a little bit of that. But me personally, like when I do play, like I'm not gonna lie, like this shit, as y'all can see, like these are my 3 modes right here. I just tried Horde Rush for the first time last night. That was okay. But yeah, rocket racing is my main go-to. I do like Festival because I used to play the shit out of Guitar Hero. I would love to get an actual, what do they call it, the Riffmaster guitar. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, so we do, like I said, we do sit there and we do stream together. She joins with me. The way I've got it set up, reload is intense. See, I've not done reload. Here, I'll show you. Let's see. Does it actually? Here's my, like, okay. So I did not start playing this until Metallica released as the skins and all that shit. Like, so that's why if you look, I don't have any stats here. But anyways, let's go with 0 build. I don't play the normal building ever, literally ever. I don't do ranked, and we're gonna apply that. So let's see. That is actually wrong. The number 1s, that is wrong. I have had 1. Unless that resets at the season, that's wrong. So I need to get back to a set schedule. I have been working on it a little bit, but if I'm being completely honest, I'm still getting, because I'm a new stepdad and there was a lot of stuff that had happened over the last like 2 years, 3 years, and I'm still in the process of like getting my footing back to it. But usually if I do stream, it's every day but Tuesday and Sunday. And it's usually 2 streams a day, and it's usually from 12 to 3, sometimes 12 to 4, 12 noon Eastern time, that is. And if when I'm streaming at night, it's usually from about 5 to 9, or even 4 to 8. But yeah, like I said, I haven't really played this too much. Let's see here. Does it give me my stats for? Oh, it doesn't. That sucks. So, well, maybe let's come over here. Let's go to rocket racing. Where's rocket racing? Let me see my career stats for rocket racing. Nope, they don't have it. That sucks. So far, my current highest ranking. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play one. So far, my current highest ranking is elite. We're not gonna do ranked because that shit's gonna get a little rough. That shit's gonna get crazy, and I'm not playing on my full screen at the moment, so I'll just do casual at the moment. But yeah, when it comes down to this racing, I'm pretty beastie at it. Like I'm pretty good if I say so myself. Like, granted, do I get beat? Yeah. Like, once I got to elite, I'm not gonna lie. Once I hit elite, I couldn't do shit. Like, I couldn't win I could not win over 6th place to save my fucking life. No, I do not have any kids of my own. But yeah, things have actually been getting a lot better. It's just, like I said, I've just been really getting adjusted to the whole new life thing. But yeah. The racing shit though is pretty easy. Alright, we got our 95% boost. Like I said, guys, it's not gonna be as good of a normal race because I'm literally playing on like a small ass screen. That's all right. Go ahead, buddies. Go ahead. Y'all better be ready though, because y'all are in for some shit. Yeah, go ahead, waste that, waste it. Go ahead. Y'all wasting it up that way. Now, here we go. Let's show y'all how to do some of this boosting for reals. Shit. Shit, I missed that booster pad. Good. Slam it down on the ground. Round that corner, round that corner. Shit, we're in second? How? The fuck are you doing? Not bouncing into walls, that's for sure. And I will tell you now, even though it's rocket racing and you can fly in this, it's better to keep your car on the ground as much as possible. Go for longer drifts if you can, because the longer the drift, the more of a boost you're gonna get. And not only that, it helps speed up your boost meter filling up. Shit. Come on, buddy, make one mistake, please. Let me catch up. That's all I need. Just one mistake. Not happening. We took second though. Yeah, it is definitely a big change going from no kids and but hell yeah, definitely I appreciate you stopping by. I do. I hope to see you again. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and that was some good conversation. All right, so what else do we need? Oh, so that, why isn't that? Okay, I was gonna say, why isn't that showing? That should be. But anyways, let's see. Let's go ahead and we're going to get back to this. So we're gonna come back and say that you're like, all right, you want to add a chat box to your screen. You can do that in StreamLabs as well. You can also use the links directly from the website. So there we go. Let's go ahead. We'll hit boxed. Hit close. Now, any text that does get added to the stream should pop up. So, like, hello. Let's just hit that. See? So that's how you set up a chat box in StreamLabs. It's so simple. StreamLabs makes things a lot easier than OBS when it comes down to it. We're gonna go ahead and delete the chat box though. However, with the with the chat box, I personally, or with any of the widgets, I personally would say to do OBS if you want to do more of a custom thing. I can, let's see here. So we come in here and you hit widgets and say that you wanted a follower goal. You would come over here and you hit follower goal. And this right here, you can add it for any of the platforms that you stream on. We don't really need a follower goal at the moment. Let's see here. What else can we add here though? But like, okay, so stream labels. I hate adding these a little bit, but that's okay. So like, let's say that do we gotta no. We're looking for most recent follower. Okay, so what that's gonna do is that is your what they call the stream label. So like anybody that actually follows from now on, that will automatically change, and you can resize it. Me personally, I like to use my webcam for it. So now whenever somebody follows the webcam frame, it'll update down there. Yeah, so anything that you guys would need to do. So like, okay, here's another one. Say you wanted to go to YouTube, right? You can add a browser source, and this will work with anything that you find on the internet. But like, say that I wanted to go to YouTube, I add browser source, and this would be, now granted you can do a display capture, but if you wanted to do one here, you can do it like that. Now you actually have YouTube here, but as you can see, you can't sign in, you can't search, nothing along those lines, right? So you're gonna right click, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna transform, and we're gonna stretch it to the screen. Now we're gonna right click again, and this time we're gonna come down here to interact. So now anytime you want to sit here and use anything along those lines, it'll now add it there. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna delete this because we're not trying to get any kind of copyrights, just in case there's anything copyright there. But yeah, you can use browser sources for all kinds of things, whether it be MP3s, whether it be or not MP3s, whether it be videos, so MP4s, whether it be GIFs, images, WebM files. Now I would recommend that if you can use a like if you're going to use a file, like a video file, use a WebM file because it uses it a lot, it compresses it, and it's a lot smaller file, which is a lot less taxing on your CPU. And if you need to download, like say that you've got a video file, like for instance with my starting screen, this right here is a WebM file, but say that I didn't have it as a WebM file and that was actually an MP4. An MP4 is going to be much larger than a web file. So what you're going to do is you're going to Google search to convert MP4 or a movie, whatever your source is, that your video source is. You're going to type in convert video source to WebM file. That's WEBM as in Michael file. And then once you search that, you should be able to find, I would make sure that you check the legitimacy of the site if you don't know the site, because there are obviously going to be fakes, but you can then go to those websites and you can compress your MP4s or movie files or whatever you need to into a WebM file, which that also works for even like animations. So like if I were to have like, because that's obviously animated, that's not a real video, but with an animation file in like what's the one that I want to say it's Photo Booth, maybe Lightroom, whichever one it is with Adobe that you can actually animate in. That file you can actually convert into a WebM file, which if you convert that into a WebM file, that will make it a lot smaller or a lot less taxing on your CPU. So Adobe has all kinds of software. They would have Acrobat. I don't know if they still have Acrobat. It's been so long since I've kept up with all of the different ones that they have, but they've got like Adobe would be like Java, or not Java. Is Adobe Java? Or is Java Adobe? I can't remember. But I know that Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, I want to say Photo Booth, but yeah, all that type of stuff, that would be Adobe. Adobe has, they have a lot of different software. And the thing that kind of sucks about Adobe though, is they've changed from a software that you can actually purchase to a subscription-based service. So like, granted, it keeps everything up to date. So yes, Adobe, the Acrobat was done by Adobe. Let me see if they still. Let me see if Adobe if they still have Acrobat. Yes, they do still have Acrobat. But let's see. Let me see which ones they've got. They have, we'll look up here. Okay, they got Premiere, Photoshop, with AI and without. They've got Firefly. They've got Max. They've got Creative Cloud. But yeah, they have a lot of different services. And some of them, most of them, I believe you can pay for separately, but they do have a bundled subscription plan. Yes, that is what I was talking about. Adobe is that company. All right, so before we go ahead and wrap this up, is there anything that anybody has any other questions about on how to add it to a stream? Anything you guys would like to see that hasn't been covered yet? Anything that you guys would like me to go over again? Anything along those lines? But ultimately, setting up like a be right back scene and an outro scene would be the same. Ooh. Yeah, like, okay, so like you can change each individual theme. They actually even have overlays up here where you can choose different themes and everything like that. But yeah, I can use so they have free stuff, they have stuff you have to pay for. There are different places that you can get free assets for your stream. They've got different apps that you can use, like for the StreamLabs, everything like that. But like, if I really wanted to, I could make it snow in this bitch. Like here, give me just a second. Let me Yes. Yes, there is free stuff. Let's come up here. Ahead of the game. Stream setup. Stream setup. Okay, wait, what was I trying to... Okay, so I don't have... Stream sources, maybe? Yeah, here we go, okay. So, like... I almost forgot about that for a second, so let's see. Oh, wait. Let's see here, videos. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we have the snow. Okay, so I no longer have the snow. But that'll be another thing that gets brought back. I don't think, at least I don't think. Let me... No, I don't have the snow. But I'll tell you what I can do, though. I can make MC Hammer dance. Well, let's see. We can bring Scorpion over here. We can bring Scorpion over here. We can bring Sub-Zero over here. And what we'll do is we'll transform and we'll flip horizontal. Now you got Scorpion and Sub-Zero about to battle it up. Resize it to where they're about the same height. Bam! There you go. So ultimately it's the same thing though. Go ahead and remove that. Yeah, like you can add all kinds of shit. Like, let's see here. Here, we're gonna go ahead and add a firework video. But yeah. Okay, so that will be happening. However, the Christmas one will, like when I'm setting up the Christmas stream will not be live streamed when I'm setting it up. When it comes down to setting up a Christmas live stream, I like my Christmas streams to be a complete and total surprise. So like literally, if I'm being completely honest, honey, you probably won't see it until it's done. Like I love the element of surprise with that. But anyways, that's about all I can think of at the moment. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We will go ahead and do some more here soon. I am going to do some learning on how to set up vertical streams, how to do everything along those lines. That way you can do stuff for TikTok. But yeah, guys, anyways, I do appreciate you guys. I thank you guys so very, very, very much for hanging out. It was some great conversation, and I will see you guys later, everybody.